Welcome to Germany, 1936. You might be thinking, Bittersteel, you've done this before. What's so special about Germany? I present to you Ragnarok 1937. Now, I've done this before, but not with Götterdämmerung and the new Germany focus tree and the AI force concentration changes. So, we are back once again to fight the world as Germany.
Dear Santa.
Please don't bring me any gifts. The bicycle you fired at me last year from your bicycle gun really tore up my insides.
Awful. Let's read some more. Dear Santa.
Please bring me a coffin for Grandpa. You choked him with a chestnut last year, and he's beginning to smell a lot like Xmas, if you know what I mean.
I'm not gonna go with normal, that's too easy. I also don't really trust myself with brutal just yet. Let's leave it at challenging. The main thing it changes is just how much equipment you start with. It auto-completes a bunch of focuses for you to give you a fighting chance, and it does the same for Czechoslovakia, Austria, and Yugoslavia, so you get the full benefit when you do finally gobble them up. We got a reasonably solid military out at start, so we've got 6 others and 24 infantry. Let's start splitting things up into armies, field marshals, and more. I'll draw them up there. These guys will put someone in Leipzig and we'll convert all of them into Panzerdivision. Every single one of our divisions will be named after our members, people who allow me to do what I do. Each and every one of these people invaluable to the war effort, titans of combat, and they will be elevated to the highest positions. We're basically going to spam out a bunch of horses because I need troops and I need a lot of them quickly. Dump out a bunch of military factories to start from. Research, we're going to need production. We're going to need... Dispersed has served me well in the past. And we'll get construction, get engineering, and now usually I would take range improvements, but air is going to take a back seat, so let's go with rubber processing. I'll get a little bit more out of my synthetics. Military factories, we're going to need more of that, a little bit of that. Won't need any air yet, so we'll move that to the bottom. Navy, we're going to finish up whatever's in the queue and then go from there. Right, we start with a little bit of towed AA in the queue. We got a little bit extra armor and a little bit of extra trucks. The light tanks we're making are not great. You're going to switch out the automatic cannon for close support guns. Slap in a 3-man turret. I am a little tempted to add a heavy machine gun. And then some like additional machine guns. More soft attack, but it does make these more expensive. I think we can get away with it. Any extra mills are going to go into infantry equipment. Okay. We'll hire Schacht as a start and then bank the political power for other picks. Special projects. We're going to start to get me military engineering vehicles. These guys can exercise for a bit. What I am going to make some changes here is to the infantry. So we're going to get support anti-air in. I'm thinking Party Chancellor Hess, get him early. Means I have more political power, which means I can hire more of my military cabinet. Have an easier start of the war. I could be making massive mistakes here, but... I'm sure we'll find out. Alright, Chancellor Hess, welcome aboard. Time to remilitarize the Rhineland. Start force deploying the cavalry. That's the first batch. Another 100 or so to go. And all that cavalry I'm converting to the Leichte Infanterie Division. Just basic guns, which, you know, I'm still gonna lack, but they're much easier and faster to produce. So if you're wondering why I have this template, it's part of the mod. Speaking of standing a chance, we're also going to go with motorization drive. And then to our panzer divisions, we're going to up the size of these. Now, I would like to have more tanks. I would like to bring these up to like 36 width. But for the time being, this is something I can make, something I can use. And then as we get more tanks or as we start introducing medium tanks, I can up the size to 36 width. And I'll slowly add field hospitals and support AA as well. Alright, that is the Rhineland done. Now on to... This gives me the war support I would need to go to war economy. So reorganizing the Wehrmacht is next. Let's also hire Franz Selter, Reichsminister for Labor. More output, more output, more output. Anschluss next. We're already out of manpower. Great. Going to war economy next. Alright, Anschluss, Anschluss. Couple of extra units. Welcome aboard. You're now all Leichte Infanterie Division. I could get a little bit of oil, tungsten, and even a little bit of chromium out. Yeah, that's probably good. And then I'll stop the trade here. Construction's ongoing. Things are speeding up. Gonna get a second, maybe even a third synthetic refinery because we're gonna need them. I'm also gonna get some fortifications. Like forts on these couple of tiles because they're all plains and they're on a border that I am intending to hold for a very long time. And then also here-ish on Oppeln. That's a bunch of horses done. Let's get this whole thing organized. I think we've got plenty of units deployed. Now it's just training and equipping all of them, which will be a... let's call it a challenge. Spain's done its Spanish thing, as it always does. Let's go up to extensive conscription, mobilize more men. All right, Munich conference is done. It's August. I'll soon start drawing up the front lines. Optimize the Reich service. I think I'll be able to leverage that now. All right, I'll do this and we'll do this. So while we're preparing, I've more or less drawn the front lines as I envisioned them. Abandoning East Prussia and anything east of the Oder, except for Oberschlesien. We're going to try and overrun the Czech part of Czechoslovakia as quickly as possible by cutting through Olomouc and the tile below Brno. In the south here, we'll defend the river and mountains, as well as the horrible strip of plains between us and Hungary. And then just a big old front line against the west. The armor is going over here, so we'll put 2 divisions on that tile pushing here. 2 divisions on this tile pushing there. 1 division can go up here, and then 1 more division here, and we'll have a steady drive into the Netherlands. What is it looking like? 100,000 guns short. Yeah, that's not good. Establish production targets. Also build the west wall. Yes. As soon as these guys no longer need training, I'm going to stop. I need to conserve fuel desperately. Right, production targets. New Panzer Doctrine. All right, the army on the eastern front, I'm going to convert to basic infantry. Still have the western army to switch over as well, and I am going to be thousands of support equipment, artillery, and towed anti-air short. Oh, God. I think I fucked up. Let's figure out how the flamethrower tank works. Got about a month left. Auftragstaktik. While we're here, let's just assign the rest of the army. I'm a little scared, I'll be honest. Just to make sure we'll be okay, let's work on medium tanks. It's about a year. Right, make sure the forts get built now. Stop all training. It is gonna have to be sufficient. And convert these last guys to basic infantry as well. I have the distinct feeling I might not have actually done very well for myself here. Yeah, I'll cycle between Todt, then Speer, then Göring. It doesn't matter that much. There goes the New Year's fiasco. Oh man. Which reminds me, I'll blow this up, and I'll blow that up, and I'll probably blow some of that up as well. Just look at it, I'm 60,000 guns short. 2,000 light tanks. We are cooked. There we go, rearmament, holy schnitzel. Now allow me to demonstrate our predicament. Germany finds herself at war with literally the entire world. Everyone is out to get us. Now, in the past, what I did was release Austria as an independent nation at this point, allowing me to significantly shorten the front line, make it a little easier on myself. Unfortunately, they figured out what I did. They've simply made sure that if you do that, Austria is instantly at war with you. So, not particularly great. Let's just make sure we can cap these guys as quickly as possible. Overrun the Dutch. We'll make sure we'll overrun the Danes. Armor into that, attack into there. Make sure we attack into Bratislava. Supporting attack there, supporting attack there. Get what little air I have available up here over Czechoslovakia. Now let's do this. I'll be leaning heavily on my armor for this one. This is all going as planned. It's fine. So we're trying to head on through here, pinning in place where we can. Alright, we're overrunning them here. We're overrunning them there. Make sure we can get to Copenhagen. There goes Luxembourg. Huzzah! A couple of guns. A question of power. So we can either get rid of the Führer now and replace him with Göring, which disgusts me on many levels. Let's keep the idiot we know. It's probably fine. I want panzer troop schools, just more military benefits. As total war, we will fight for every inch of German territory except for East Prussia. East Prussia doesn't count. So this definitely makes it a little bit easier on us. Pretty significant bonuses. Considering we're up against the world, I'd say that's not entirely unfair to have. Over here, we have achieved our goal. With that goal achieved, I'm going to pull the armor out and let the infantry collapse what remains of this pocket. Okay, so these guys are in. Walk to Reims and up there if you can. And you make a pinning attack. How is it looking? Antwerp is unfortunately defended. I got armor coming in. Oh, I'm babysitting everything all at once everywhere. All right, the Navy. I forgot about the Navy. Strike force here so the Soviets don't blow my back out. All right, with Denmark out of the way, set up troops here and then all of these other guys to the main line. The Dutch close to dying yet? Probably. The Belgians, I really, really wish they were. Last stand. Fuck. Oh, that is annoying. Just gotta breathe, seize the gold reserves, and keep moving. We're through, hit Antwerp, and then Ghent into Brussels. We've seized Liège. That is the Wallonie. It might be enough. Yes! It is enough to trigger the event. Keep pushing. They're all likely to run out of org now. This is all fine. They're not really leveraging their strength yet, so they're not attacking full out. I've overrun one of their units, I think. Yeah, I was faster than they were. The Czechs will fall as soon as we, I believe, take Tabor. I had hoped to push past Amiens and get the supply hub there, which, if we don't, is a bit of a problem. Yeah, not a fatal blow to France then. We'll make it work, though. It is now February, and I've already destroyed, where are they, 5 countries, I think? Hey, there goes Czechoslovakia, so that's good, right? Happy with those preliminary results. It's turning out to be a little more difficult to break the French than I had assumed, so everything is more or less holding. They've made some tentative attacks, but nothing credible. The rest of the line, I'm expecting to get hit soon. They're probably building up a planning bonus, and the pain is going to start hitting me soon. I'm probably going to move the armor to, like, here. And before they can get everything organized, I want to push up there. Let them wear themselves out against my lines. I'll just shuffle divisions around, and we'll make it work that way. Need more mills, more equipment, more stuff. Or everything. As long as the bubbles remain green, we're fine. I had hoped to deal a more significant blow to the Western Allies. I'll be honest, killed 600,000 men, so it's not entirely been a bad run. I just had hoped to do more in that first month. Oh, sweet, I forgot about this. I can reintegrate territory that is vaguely German, but I just need to be in full control of it, and that will give me cores. I'll do that for Luxembourg. It does look like they're hurting themselves more than anything. Like they're doing weird stop attack things. Suddenly they've piled 30 divisions onto a mountain tile and they're able to supply it. Look, okay, the guy who makes this mod, I like it. It's got some things going for it, but if you're gonna do things like this, please, for the love of God, don't fuck with basic game mechanics like supply. It's not because they're suddenly all united in war that their troops don't need to eat or have ammunition delivered, okay? I want both sides to be playing the same game. I'm gonna make a go at it. I'm gonna try and punch north with my armor. 8 panzer divisions. If we break through the front lines, it's entirely likely that they don't have much in the rear. I am going to run campaign instructions against Poland. Oh, that is a lot of entrenchment. But once you're through that, though, look at the melt. What I'm also going to do is start building some subs. None of them are going to be great. I'm going to use them as a harassing force until we can get better ones. Just start producing some Type 7s. The same type I have on my glorious desk mats. For those of you who have one, thank you. All right, so we're through, and then we have to run this, this whole bunch north. And pinning attacks, because of course they're gonna pin me in place. Build that railway so this supply hub can get, you know, supplied. Look at the east. Just look at the east. No! So sad. Alright, divert to Kuslin then. It's just one of those games where you need things to work to your advantage or to go as planned, and then, as is tradition, Exactly. Nothing goes as planned. Let's pull the armor out. They don't have fuel. They don't have supply. They're next to worthless anyway. Redeploy somewhere to this side where they can get oil and then try to... Oh, yes. Yes, obviously they're gonna last stand now. The stupid fucking bastards. It's just the Polish divisions that are last standing. So I can get the other guys off the tile. It's still okay. Grab just the armor. Push in there. And then... I don't know, there, I guess. So just in 7 days, we'll take the tile regardless. I have to keep pushing. All right, got the Reichswerke. This gives us more coordination, which is good for reinforcements. So it's just that Polish division, and it is done. We're through. Come on. Okay, one more tile. One more tile. Actually, take Poznan. Yes. Okay, yes. A couple of divisions gone. Now hit Poznan. Destroy that pocket. Okay. Oh, man, this is just going to be... high octane shit all game. Oh god, now everyone's attacking. I'm too overextended. So after all that, we're right back to square one. I had to pull everything. I didn't lose a division at least, so I managed to get them all out of there. I had to do a whole lot of manual retreating. Having shortened the line, it's a little bit more defensive. The endless cycling continues, but bubbles are holding at something resembling green. I've reformed my armor core for like a two-pronged push, if we can make it work. I saw weakness up here, so we'll try to run along the coast towards Kuslan, and we're gonna try that lunge north again. No benefit of campaign instructions, sadly. Widen the gap. Let's go. Run to Kuslan. Run up towards Danzig and Gdynia. We're through here, so up to there. That's one of those, if it's stupid but it works, it's not stupid things. Link up. Create that glorious pocket I need. Come on, one tile, one tile, one tile. Come on, take that fucking tile. Come on, come on. Yes! It's something, I guess. This is a pretty significant pocket, I'd say, this early on. This is basically what I wanted to do the first time. Only this time it actually worked. Okay, the Western Front's also started up, but this is really not as threatening. A lot of these countries, like Spain, have worn out most of their equipment and manpower, as have the French. All right, lads, we ended the pocket. 234,000 lives taken. Poznan secured, or should I say Posen, because I believe I can reintegrate the area. Huzzah! If I run along this river line to Warsaw and then go through Lutsk. The idea is that I can sit on that river line and defend it more easily. Thank God we're getting a little bit of fuel in every day because I am burning through it like crazy with these tanks. Yeah, now that we're actually getting more troops on the line, this is all getting a lot more robust, a lot more sturdy. I think once we get to that river, I'll husband my armor some more, build up so we're no longer lacking 2,000 tanks. I'll take Organization Tot. I can switch it out later. Alright, we're moving. Let's see if I can get to Krakow. Getting close. Another little pocket. It's not much, but every division we encircle is a division we don't have to fight a second time. Alright, little pocket. But it's better than not having a little pocket. Oh! I got lost in the sauce. This is a breakthrough. I might lose Bratislava, but it is contained for the time being. I am burning through trains like crazy, though. That pocket's dealt with. That's 10 divisions available for the front lines. Lady Magnus, Virgil, hold that door. Oh, that pocket's secured. 350,000 casualties. But I've dealt 6.6 million. The French army's cut down to size. The Soviet army has been decimated. I'm gonna get pushed back a little bit further, so be it. Still not enough infantry equipment, but at least the guys in the field are more or less equipped. No, I got reinforced memed out of the tile. Damn. Do we get there in time? Yes! No! Damn. Now we're going to lose that tile as well, so hold position. I've lost Bratislava, so be it. We'll hold on to Vienna, and we'll get this little bulge here sorted out soon. Yeah, Western Front's really not doing anything. I think the AI's... Yeah, look at the numbers, look at the bubbles. Like, the AI's freaking out. Pinning attack there, and just keep the pressure on there. So this is unacceptable. It is not allowed to break. I have to reinforce that tile. All right, that frees up the armor for a little bit of shoring things up until we can figure out what to do. The line is a little thinner here. If I can get through there, like swing to Paris and then just drive in and keep driving down south. But the armor will need to replenish its losses. I will need to replenish my losses. We need to just hold for a bit. We have the basic medium tanks. I guess we'll start producing them and integrating them. So I need this so I can put the medium howitzers on my armor. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm really trying to get this to work out, but fuck me. At least in terms of production, we're almost out of our gun deficit. I can start deploying some of the weaker divisions I've already got some equipment for and shoring up the line, because I have lost several divisions to last stands. Might as well get a little bit of planning bonus and try to counterattack at some point. Until then, we hold, we hold, we hold. I really want to take a crack at the French, but well, in that case, I'm going to start designing some sort of medium tank to throw at the enemy then. I want to do the meme where I make a stupidly cheap tank and then convert that stupidly cheap tank. Yeah, probably use something like this. It's not the world's greatest tank, but it will do. It's going to have heavy machine gun. Don't worry about it. Let me just walk you through this. I'm first going to add a flamethrower. Designate this as a flame support tank. I'm going to save that design. I'm going to go create a variant. I'm going to replace the flamethrower with the cheap heavy machine gun. Designated as a medium tank. Costs me 1 XP. Save that. Now I'm going to go back to that design. We're going to replace that heavy machine gun with a medium howitzer. Costs me 1. And we're going to save that as well. Right, now we've got the Panzer III Ausführung B, which has the machine gun, and the Ausführung C, which has the howitzer. We'll make Bs and we'll convert them into Cs, is what I'm saying, because it's going to end up being cheaper. I've also created Bohemia and Moravia, as well as the Netherlands, as Reichskommissariats. I think they're relatively weak here, so I want to punch through here and then swing around to Dieppe, maybe Le Havre. Ooh, I can integrate Katowice. Sure. All right, Goebbels can get in. Goebbels can replace... Yes, get rid of Tot. I have a couple of days. See if I can get through here. I doubt I'll be able to reach Paris, but if I can punch through here and then swing to Dieppe Le Havre, I might be able to get the supply I need to keep going. Oh, I did lose that tile that I was so convinced I could hold. Fuck. I don't... Alright, it's going. That's the French cipher. Into Rouen and then Le Havre. I am actually threatening Paris with this rather wild push. Admittedly, I am also wildly out of fuel already. That was quick. I've taken Dieppe, and that's like a couple of divisions encircled. I'm gonna open up supply here so troops can actually get supplied, and then we'll also be able to take Le Havre. I really want to push these guys back, but they got like forced attacks that are not going anywhere. I finally dealt a fatal blow. Well, fatal. A blow to the Swedish Navy. I think with that, we now have control of the seas. If I can get a little bit more fuel in, a little bit of fuel in, might be able to bust out from here and like really stretch the Allied line in France. Ideally, we could push these guys back that way. So we're gonna try a run down to Reims and then come on Paris from the other side, maybe near Vienna, because I'm afraid to pull these guys out. They're doing a lot of good work. Once I can pull those out and have all 8 armor divisions available here, I'm gonna try and break France. Over here I've started my attack towards Reims, or to at least open up more combat with to attack Paris from. Most of my deficits are declining. Actually making a lot of infantry equipment now. I need to ramp up production of support equipment, artillery, and anti-air, though. Those are still problematic. But we can put pressure on Paris from multiple angles now. Let's get in there. Now, Paris is too well fortified, which is okay. We'll simply set up and take it in our next push. Just make sure we don't lose this now. It's been a breakthrough. I got distracted, admittedly. Not the grand encircling maneuver I was hoping for or aiming for, but I'll have to damn well take it. Gotta hurry up and get the armor over here because there is a breach forming. They've punched through a couple of tiles. It's getting a little hairy. Need to get the armor in there, start pushing them back. The armor also has medium tanks integrated into it now. So we're gonna start adding in medium tanks, slowly replacing the lights. Oh, it's the little things in life. Breaking through, we're gonna create, or at least try to create, another little encirclement here. That's like 12 divisions, not bad. That should solidify the front lines some more on this end. And then ferry the armor here. and we'll continue our quest to start, you know, cut everything to pieces. Speaking of cutting things to pieces, Mountaineers. I've been working on these magnificent Mountaineers. I will be deploying them to the field soon. This is what the interwebs has told me is the optimal design for Mountaineers. Almost. It needs a couple more support companies. All right, those pockets are Dunzos. God, they're so experienced. They're all, well, almost all, veterans. Now let's get them over here so they can do horrible things to the French. I think I might have dropped the ball here. That's a naval invasion to my rear. Best sort that out before things spiral out of control. Naval invasion there and there. No, we've got that under control. It didn't actually cripple the attack all that much. The extra howitzer soft attack is going through these infantry armies like a knife through butter, so that is working out really well. All right, just a little more, little more, little more, little more, little more. Come on. Come on. Do it. Do it now. Yeah. Very good. Very good. That is 14 divisions encircled. July 38. 823,000 casualties. We've inflicted 15.5 million. Oh, it took me long enough. We have secured Paris. Campaign instructions against France. And I'm going to try and punch through. Aggressive. Start pushing. Go for encirclements wherever possible. But I'll keep running the armor towards the coast. Cherbourg, etc. Widen the front. And then follow up with like a general infantry offensive as well. I have Totaler Krieg. That's good. That's going to boost the industry. Let's get Panzer Grenadiers so we can start getting mech. Alright, we're punching very hard actually. It's going reasonably well. Okay, the armor does work. It still works. Light tanks are not my favorite, but they're functioning. It's another pocket. That's a good bunch of divisions we'll be able to destroy. I think this might be where we break through. Oh, fuck. Look away for a minute. Fuck, a breach. Oh, that's a lot of red. That's gonna suck. Alright, we've held things together here for the time. Oh, God! This is not great. Gotta fix this. Stop and just shore up wherever the line's a little thin. Alright, another pocket. Okay. How's France looking? They're too beefy. It's not overextending if it results in a win. Couple more. Every division we destroy is a division I don't have to fight a second time. There we go. That's another little bunch. We're in Vichy, then head up to Dijon. And then these guys through here towards Dijon as well. More pocketing. Oh my God, this is exhilarating. Okay, can I add more medium tanks to my armor yet? Almost. I'll take it. I'll take it. Bigly damage. Come on, France. Cap, you bastards. Cap. I'm gonna have to run down to like Lyon. Yeah, there's the naval invasion. It's a single Soviet division. Yes, they did arrive in time. Oh. That's because it's the wrong position. Oh, we would have made it too if it wasn't for these meddling kids. Alright, Franklin. Run down to Marseille. It might it just be enough to cap the French? I don't know. Marseille, Toulon, and then Nice. Come on, France. Cap. Cap, you bastards. I will also take Le Havre back. Okay, France, come on. 4%. 4%. I think Marseille and Toulon might be enough. Okay, that's Marseille. 98. We have them by the balls, gentlemen. We have them by the balls. It's done! Yes! Sorry. What I was meaning to say was, yes, it is done, and we have indeed defeated the French. With the French defeated, we may also seize their gold reserves for the benefit of our glorious economy of conquest. All of the armor is also going on Spain, I think, just to ensure that we can quickly cap this area. Okay, that is still a lot of divisions we've got trapped near Switzerland, but I can force them into Switzerland slowly. I had hoped for Vichy to spawn, but no Fall of France event, unfortunately. It is what it is, it's fine. I'm also going to queue up some port guards, really terrible divisions, but they are going to serve to... There we go, that's a lot. 72. They're just really light units that I'm just going to park on port so I don't have to constantly keep reserves nearby to prevent enemies overrunning me. Start advancing into Spain before they can redeploy. That was magnificent. I can't believe it actually worked, though. It absolutely worked, and this is still holding it together. Thank God for that. Fuck. Yeah, naval invasions. Should probably have foreseen that. This is actually a bigger problem than I thought. Right, let's get the armor in and start pushing them back. Armor into Le Havre, and then, yep, push them into the seas. I still have death before surrender. There's no point in pushing Spain then. Anyway, as long as the east doesn't fall apart now, I can focus on reducing the size of this bulge. Trying to weasel my way into parts of Switzerland, which is not going to be easy. But we're going to have to go here to effectively encircle the Maginot. I can just keep these guys pinned in place where they are. Of course, I don't think they have their massive defensive buffs yet either, so that would be great. And we'll force deploy our shitty infantry. Pinning attacks along the flanks. Armor is thundering forwards. If it wasn't for that fort, we'd have this place long ago. They might be able to reinforce it a little bit, but not nearly enough to prevent the fall of Basel. No, got him. And with that, this entire thing up north is encircled. They're all cut off. Actually, no, they don't count as encircled because the French capital is there, and these guys still have supply. Oh, the bastards have supply on the Maginot! And I don't have an air force. Now, I am building some fighters, slowly, but I'm not building nearly enough fighters to matter. When those troops free up, I can put them on the Spanish front and make a big push for Spain. Oh, slowly cut them up into manageable pieces. It's all coming up Millhouse now. 1.4 million. I think it cost me 600,000 or 700,000 men to do this, but it was worth it. And now they're all taking attrition because the French capital is no longer here. All right, the armor's arriving, and they should be able to make the hole bigger. All right, we have Venice. That should provide us the supply we'll need to continue. All right, got Verona. So I just need to wait for the railway network to get plugged in. Meanwhile, armor can use speed. If only I could get this cleaned up. It's the fucking Maginot, and it will take forever. God, it's such a good push, but I don't have enough strength to put behind it because everything is deployed elsewhere. Yeah, I'm just gonna borrow 24 of these guys and just quickly throw them at the problem. The lack of fuel is crippling me. I've developed better guns. Let's go get mechanized and let's put the new equipment into production. I do believe we'll be able to overrun Italy. All right, naval invasion's up there. Fortunately, still have a lot of port guards deployed, so it should be okay. Naval supremacy is because of efficiency. I don't have enough enemy intel. All right, let's get the naval department, get more naval intel then. The Soviets have the biggest fleet here, so I suppose I should be deploying my spies against the Soviet Union. Also to start building up a collaboration government, because I am not walking to the Urals, baby. Oh, well, if nothing else, at least we'll deal Italy a fatal blow. And for reasons that are entirely beyond me, the Allies are just massing troops and not pushing back. They could easily roll me in Spain, I think, and probably easily push out from, like, northern Italy, but they're just not doing so. In any case, we're rolling Italy like they're not even here. Alright, we're in Messina. We managed to force them across. Yeah, as long as none of these units actually have org when they get there. Overrun what remains of Italy. Bada bing, bada boom. I had hoped to create the Italian puppet, but I think must have coded that out as well. All right, with a little bit of added firepower in the skies, I think we'll be able to overrun the Maginot now with a planning boat. Oh, yeah, doubles. Are we red? Are we green? I think we're green. I've also started producing some fighters. They're basic BF-109s. They're not great. One row of heavies, one row of light machine guns. Engine 2s, don't have engine 3s yet, so it's 39. To that end, I'll need fuel and rubber, so we're building up more synthetics. Lord knows we'll need a lot more synthetics where we're going. And that is another couple of divisions trapped there. That's another division trapped here. There goes Italy. 15,000 guns. It'll have to do. I know that it's not ideal, but I'm going to use the armor along with campaign instructions against Switzerland to try and break through now. What little air force I have up and at 'em, boys. We're just condensing this into smaller and smaller pockets, but it's still such a pain in the ass to cap Switzerland. Oh, that's the result of that Swiss pocket. Almost 60 divisions on a mountain tile. That's going to be great for you. Mountaineers will solve that issue. Yeah, I already have women in the workforce, so I've burned through every able-bodied German almost. Infantry offensives are expensive, but it was worth it. On the bright side, I'll be able to reintegrate Alsace-Lorraine. There's manpower there. Deutsch-Schweiz, there's manpower there. So I do love how I'm able to wrest away air superiority now, simply because I had put some brain power into designing these airplanes that they're not utter shite. Oh yes, that's a 200,000 men in Savoy, 108,000 in Western Aragon. That was that pocket over there. And then now, what will this be? 89,000. I'll take it. All right, time for campaign instructions against Spain. Run them down hard. Oh yeah, the CAS is gassing. Good thing I held on to these tactical bombers. Now starting to make some of my own equipment again. Unfortunately, I've also captured some of the garbage Italian equipment that you can't really do anything with because it doesn't slot into anything properly. Which reminds me, I have better engines for these bad boys. Might as well use them. I went through Bilbao and now I'm trying to expand this front line as quickly as I can so I can leverage the fact that I have a lot of divisions in this general area. Glorious snaking, and I'm bringing in the reserves now as well. Take what you can, give nothing back. Hey, Spain cracked under the pressure. Probably, if I'm not mistaken, because they didn't actually core most of their country. Their civil war ended because of the way they handled the mod, but they never actually recored all of that territory they lose the cores on. So let's get going and knock out Portugal, and that will be that, I think. Magnificent cast damage. All those troops encircled because of the fall of Spain. Ah, that was our several nations stripped bare of manpower now. And there goes Portugal. I'll get containment going here, and then afterwards around Gibraltar. The manpower's gone though, so that's gonna be great. I'm already lacking 100,000 men. Now as the fall of Gibraltar, and this area secured as well. Some pretty solid pockets going on here. They're up to 33.5 million casualties. That's gonna count for something. That is like 100 divisions. That was 800,000 manpower in Guadalajara. And by the ancient art of just going where the enemy isn't, I've been able to create a breach in the south of Yugoslavia. This is what it means to have a quality edge over your enemy. They got 3,000 terrible airplanes. A couple of good ones probably, but mostly like absolute F-tier trash. Up against, let's call it B-tier trash. And the differences are quite stark. I'm gonna run the armor in as best I can. Do as much damage as physically possible before the enemy is able to react. And they're gonna have to stretch... Oh, there goes Albania. They're gonna have to stretch their lines thinner and thinner and thinner as they're trying to get more of this new front line covered. Honestly, with Hungary being so much in trouble, let's see if I could just run up towards like Budapest. Right, go to Niš, and then from Niš to Sofia. Alright, got the Yugoslavs. Can I steal their gold? Yes, Albanian and Yugoslav gold. Alright, we're in Romania. Let's see if we can dismantle Romania and steal all their oil. If I can get control of their oil, I have what I need for autarky. Alright, all-out assault. Everyone attack. This is the big one. Oh, there goes Bulgaria. And I think we need service bar requirements. It's gonna fuck up my industry, but we've got a solid enough industry to work with. 2.5 million men lost, but we've inflicted 37.7 million casualties on the enemy. I'll switch you to forced labor. That gives me enough oil. I just need to control my core states. So I'm going to make a push on Königsberg, and then I will be able to hit autarky. Alright, campaign instructions against Poland. Run the armor across the river here towards Königsberg. Retake our lands. Oh, so they could probably kill a bunch of these guys as well if I can get the armor past the main front line. Alright, Allenstein, you in there. You run there. Once the armor is past the front lines, we're also transitioned into a majority of medium tanks, which is good. That's a naval invasion. Where is it? The Aegean. Oh. Yeah, they can have Crete. I am a little shocked at what they're allowing me to do. There goes the Lithuanian junta. Latvia is also on its deathbed. Obviously, this is stretching out my front line to disgusting proportions. All right, we'll take the armor, and instead of running it into Estonia, let's run it down into Poland. I've taken Burgenland back. Does that count? It does count. Let's go grab autarky and save this economy once and for all. But these armor divisions, these true elite units have done magnificent things. Oh, that is the fall of Budapest. Will it suffice? I would love to get Horthy out of my hair. Have all this collapse. Yes, it will suffice. I'm buckling everywhere. We're getting pushed back in several places. Yep, it's not great. The line has gotten too thin. Just look at him die. Oh, what was that? What was that? What was that? Almost 600,000 men. I'm going to cut out most of the other footage because by this point we've more or less won. I'm going to create encirclements, push back, bit by bit, capitulate everyone in my way. Alright, we got our autarky. Now you might note I almost accidentally got my my armor units encircled here, but I managed to just resolve the issue barely in time. Alright, counterattack. We formed a general government that has definitely messed up the front lines. Just push while all of this is in total chaos. There goes Poland. Goodbye. Now we gotta push in. If we can push in, break through, we can get a lot of their divisions trapped. Yes! It's so thinly held. Take it. It's yours. Well, mine, but yours. Pin there. Come on. Yes! Whole thing there is encircled. I'm gonna use the armor here. It's gonna be relatively lightly held. I'm gonna force the armor further into the Soviet Union. Quickly smash this pocket around the remains of Czechoslovakia. And then, I don't know, go where the going's good. 46.5 million enemy casualties, but I've lost 3.5 million of my own men. And that has not been amazing. Now, this is another 22 divisions. And this is another, what, 30, 40 divisions. It's just pocket after pocket. Massive casualties at minimal loss because of just how sweet cleaning up pockets is. All right, we're doing collabs. Why am I not doing... Oh my god, I forgot to set this to high priority. That's not great. And I think I've actually lost an armor division. I had 11 armor divisions. Now I have 10. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. So as I'm working on collabs, got one done on the Soviets, so I would like to have at least 2 before we actually make that final push. Decided to just, you know, dick around a little. I feel fairly safe. I'm gonna see if I can get a naval invasion going on Sweden with armor, which is, you know, I am aware that it is not the optimal thing to do, because the Swedes, much like all the other AIs, they don't have the strength properly repulse us at this point. We can make line go north and just keep pushing. Oh, just as I'm doing that, they're doing their own naval invasion. Oh well, it's pointless now. Destroy those Swedish troops and send everything north. Time to march on Stockholm, seize the Paradox head offices, and with that win the game. It's just clean up. Also, I have turned Donuts loose on the seas. He's already level 9. Running mostly terrible submarines, the ones I started spamming out at the start of the game, augmented with a couple of cruiser subs, but he is shredding enemy. It's costing me ships, yes, but I can afford to lose some ships. Subs are cheap as can be. I'm very much waiting for the collabs to come in, so that's 2 collabs. I can probably run the Soviets down, just, yeah, using battle planning. We're gonna do all the damage we can. We're gonna start the offensives against the Soviets. Pretty much the entire allied force they had committed. Oh, that's like 70 divisions or something. And with that, we can most likely overrun what's left. Okay, that has to be the dumbest naval battle I've fought in a while. 61 destroyers for 25 subs. That must have taken out a very large portion of the fleet. Oh, that's the Soviets dealt with. Yeah, that's an enormous mess that I really don't think I want to deal with. Let's just proclaim the new order. Huzzah. Set up like a couple of puppets. Caucasian, Moscovian, whatever. Yeah, it looks really nice from here, but oh, the front lines are such a giant mess with all these isolated pockets still hanging around. So we'll just set up defenses in places where it makes a vague sort of sense to do so. 66.66 million casualties for the Allies, almost 5 million for us. I think we've done it. I think we probably outnumber the enemy by now. The only true powers in the field left are the UK, the US, and Japan. Everyone else is down to like nothing. Let's just head for the UK for a nice capstone on this video. And well, I'm here, might as well just eat turkey. And now the fun part, getting to the UK, because the world's fleets are still somewhat bigger than Germany's fleet. I'm trying to whittle them down with the submarine action, obviously. I've deployed a few of these heavy fighters with some torpedoes strapped to them to do some naval bombing in the channel. I control the skies, just not the seas. So while I am planning a naval invasion, I'm also training up paratroopers to just throw at Britain and see what sticks. Because I have the skies under control. I should do some repositioning, but I have the skies under control. It's just really annoying getting to the UK via sea. Yeah, the collapse of our Far Eastern holdings is, well, inevitable. It's just too much of a front in terrible, terrible terrain, no supply. There's also no point going there. I've worn them down to having an army size that's probably smaller than me. Other than the US, maybe the UK, nobody else has a credible army. It's just a matter of mopping up now. It looks like we did catch them on the rebound, so I detached most of the ships that were damaged for quick repairs. Oh boy, the submarines have done a number on those capital ships. Yeah, that went really well. I just need the ships repaired, and I can probably get naval superiority now. No, they took the Deutschland from me. No, but we did get our revenge. That's four battleships. That's the US fleet in absolute shambles. We should be able to get across next time. We are gonna have naval superiority. I'm planning a Pathfinder raid. It will be ready in hopefully 30 days. Right, it took me a little more effort than I would have thought, but look at what we rounded up in Turkey. Yeah, that naval invasion kind of ballooned. These guys, these are the true elite, my elite medium tank divisions. They're 36 with mechanized with mediums. They have done magnificent things in service to the Reich. You are the channel members, the true warriors that are making this possible. All right, launching the paratrooper raid. Let's see what happens. Yay, it was a success. That means we'll have a reduced invasion penalty, which means we are launching all-out naval offensives. We have green seas, we have green skies. I've 1,800 casts sitting here ready to support the efforts. We're going to throw everything and the kitchen sink at the UK, mop this up, and we'll call it a day. Because, again, I'm not going east through that terrain. I have a life. I have other things to do in my life than play Hearts of Iron 4 for the foreseeable future. We are in. Oh, yes, we are. Head north, we'll bring the armor in as well, and we will mop up the UK and deal with the Allies once and for all. I'm going to assume the UK is presently not home because they're trying to be everywhere all at once along my many front lines, which is fine by me. There goes the United Kingdom. Just gotta mop up the last pockets of troops. Success, and with that comes Reichskommissariat Großbritannien. I'll use Philip Landgrave of Hesse instead of Mosley. Mosley is a bit of an ass. Let's quickly dip into Northern Ireland and hand off the rest to this puppet, and we are done. And there goes the Emerald Isle. That is the British Isles secured. And I believe there's nothing that's possibly going to enable invaders now. We have a very firm hold on Europe. The Axis are dominant on this continent. I have all the strength I need to take out the rest. Because honestly, I probably outnumber the enemy at this point. The only one who's a maybe would be the the US, and they're just really far away. To finish the game is possible. It wouldn't even take that long in-game, but... So, 4.7 million casualties, a majority of them against the Soviet Union and the United Kingdom. We have lost a lot, but We have inflicted 71 million casualties on the Allies. Somebody would think at this point, Japan, the US, and maybe China would sit down and go, okay, we gotta sign some paperwork here because this is not gonna work out. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It's been rough, but the Götterdämmerung tree juices Germany to the gills, and if you can survive those first months, you go on the offensive. This is very, very possible. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Goodbye.